of all, I think please join me welcome our speaker, Dr. Yinhai Wang from the University of Washington. Let me introduce his background. Dr. Yinhai Wang is a professor in transportation engineering and founding director of the Smart Transportation Applications and Research Lab at the University of Washington. And he also served as the director of the Pacific Northwest Transportation Consortium under US DOT, the University Transportation Center for Federal Region 10. Dr. Wang has a PhD in transportation engineering from the University of Tokyo in 1998 and a master's degree in computer science from the University of Washington. Dr. Wang's active research area, including the traffic sensing, smart transportation facility, e-signs of transportation safety. And I think one thing I know that recently he's organizing a committee for one of the international conference, which is the Smart City, I think organized with IEEE. Also, he has received one of the, which is a Chenjiang Scholar, which is one of the prestigious scholar in China. So with that, I will turn over to Dr. Wang to give the talk. His talk, the topic is a big data-driven transportation decision-making in a smart city context. This is a very, very timely, very relevant topic for us. Okay, with that.
Thanks, Jim. Good morning, everybody. Are you hearing me okay? Background? So thanks for the opportunity to be here to talk to you in this seminar. I know a lot of the faculty members here, and I see many of you are here. That's great. Actually, until today, when I sit in Graham's office talking, I see with a lot of things we could collaborate, but we met each other often in different scenarios. But I think this kind of visitation certainly offers a very good opportunity for us to know each other better. And the topic I bring you today is about the data work we are doing, and also in this smart cities context, what are the new thoughts and the new opportunities with transportation-related research. So I'm going to share some of the activities at the University of Washington. So James mentioned that we have regional transportation center at UW. We call this PACTRANS. So our center includes 5 consortium partners, University of Washington being the lead. We have Oregon State University, University of Idaho, University of Alaska Fairbanks, and Washington State University working together. Carrie graduated from there, and we really have a very good campus. Any people who are interested to visit us to do a graduate study, so contact us. The Star Lab, James mentioned, actually, I founded this lab when I was a new faculty member at the University of Washington. And we have this logo. Probably Carrie still remember we voted this. I had a logo I designed, but students did not like it. They say they want to vote for a new one. And this one was designed by Yegor Marinovsky, a PhD student at the moment. And they voted, and they say, Dr. Wang, your logo is out. This is a new one. So I thought this logo is too complicated. It's too much information. But if student likes it, that's okay. So maybe you recognize we have the binary number here. Actually, this is the binary representation of 2003, which is the official launching year of the lab. And people put the divisions here, trying to show this is a highly related research lab. We have a website here, and also the phone number, like 543 star, because our lab is called Smart Transportation Application Research Lab. So in short, we call it Star Lab. There are a lot of different activities going on in the Star Lab. So the most recent research focus includes data quality control. You know, we're facing a lot of data issues. We're also working on a system called Big Data Transportation System, DryNet. I'm going to present today some of the snapshot of the system, why the system is important, and transportation safety performance measurement. So normally when we do safety research, we tend to focus on a particular intersection or a particular segment of the road. But really, safety related performance thing over a larger scale network is not sufficiently studied. And this is largely because of the lack of data, or maybe the lack of a tool that can make those things happen. We also have other things like a large-scale system analysis, mobile device-based data collection and knowledge discovery, social media data mining, and energy-efficient traffic sensing technologies. We have our own sensors, and we're trying to commercialize the sensors. There are a lot of companies interested in technology. And the vehicle routing using the connected vehicle data. And the last thing we have been doing is UAV-based video image processing, try to collect traffic data from the UAV system. So this is a snapshot of a picture, actually. You see carried on this picture. So she is teaching here. We have Kathy Liu teaching in University of Utah. And Jonathan just joined the University of Cincinnati as assistant professor. We have like Yao teaching in University of Arizona. Xiaolei went back to Beihang University in China. He accepted offer directly at the associate professor level. We also have like Yeager recently joined Yinhai because he feels so boring to work for PV. Anyway, so our students like the challenges, and it seems to be very successful after they finish their study. So coming back to the topic today, I want to start by looking at population distribution. Like this data is from like the United Nations. In 2014, we had about 28 metropolitan areas with over 10 million people. But this number is going to increase to 2030. We're going to get 41 cities with 10 million or more people living in the urban area. In the United States, we already have 80% of people living in the urban area. Around the world, we have over 50%. So the lower urbanized areas are Asia, and Asia is changing also very quickly. A lot of people are moving from rural area to urban area. We know we have limited resources in the urban areas, and the challenges is big. So this is the picture showing a very populated area. You see, there's so many people, and the prediction is we're going to get like a lot more people increase by like by 2050, we're going to get over 5 billion people in the world. So how and most people are supposed to be living in the urban area. So how are we going to address the challenges like the limited water resource, other resources, polluted air, etc. So this is something coming to us already. In Beijing, Beijing has a serious lack of water. Like the water resources is very limited, but Beijing probably have over 30 million people already. So in other big cities in China, there are similar challenges. And in India and other developing countries, so the quick urbanization really generated a lot of cases. So in this background, so IBM started an initiative. Their first initiative was called Smart Planet. The Smart Planet does not seem to be so pinpointed to any specific location. And then they modified that, so now they call it the IBM Smarter Cities. So in IBM Smarter Cities, they emphasize on like the planning and the management, and then people, infrastructure. So people and infrastructure are two very important pieces in the Smarter Cities framework. And planning and management, I think, is the piece that's finally need to be together. So big data and smart cities are two very hot terms now, right? So these things are so relevant to transportation and the civil engineers. So I think this is our opportunity. We should not let it go. And the civil engineers need to be very active and generating some initiatives that we should be leading and make use of the information technology and other technologies available to us to serve our society better. So this is the IBM version of the smart city, and there are a lot of other companies also have similar initiatives. For example, Microsoft have this City Next. So when a company reads their initiative, they're interested how they can promote their product, right? IBM wants to promote their services, and Microsoft wants to promote what? Software, right? So their solution is all software driven, okay? So they're also Cisco. And Cisco's smart city version is called Smart and Connected Cities. So why they promote connected cities? Because they sell router, right? So in this general background, everybody and every company see the need for such an initiative. But each company's version somehow biased, in my opinion. So that's why we need an IEEE version. So IEEE is a non-profit organization, as you know. In IEEE's version, IEEE wants to seek to apply technology to improve cities the quality of life for their residents. So this you emphasize on technology and citizens. And they also make it clear it is the process of improving urban living by implementing technologies throughout the city's infrastructure for efficiency, sustainability, and convenience. So I'm serving on this IEEE Smart Cities Steering Committee. So in IEEE, before it becomes a society, it has to be started as a steering committee and then a council, and then when it goes to a certain level, it could be a society. So there are a lot of activities going on. So there are over 290 cities in China have a smart city initiative, and a similar situation in India. And in European countries, there are also a lot of interest. In the US, we are relatively quiet on this, but I think the cities have their plan, but you don't just call it smart city, you have to call something different. But if you look at the nature, they are pretty much should be under the smart cities umbrella. And smart city is a way of being and a goal for future development. So very often you see some leaders say, I want to make this city a smart city in X years. So when you look at that, you know this is not something correct. Because you know, every city, they have their plan, and then they have their practice, and then they see the feedback and make changes, and then start a new circle, right? So cities can get smarter with continuous effort, but there is no smart city in the future. So this is very clear in the IEEE's initiative. So this is a process of working. So the city have the plan, implement the plan, get the citizens' feedback, try to improve the service, make the society more sustainable, and get better life. But there's never going to be a city really claim to be a smart city. So there are a lot of resources available at the IEEE Smart Cities website, and they publish like the white papers, and they are in the process of selecting 10 pilot cities. They already selected 3 cities. The first one is Guadalajara in Mexico. Maybe some of you know this city. This is so-called the Silicon Valley of Mexico. So there are a lot of technology companies in this city. The second city is Trento in Italy. Maybe some of you know this small town. Actually, it's less than 100,000 people in the city. But that's also represents a different kind of city, right? Not just all the mega cities like Beijing, New York, Atlanta, but there are smaller or medium-sized cities. And the third city selected is Wuxi in China. And this one has about 4 million people. In China, this is considered a small city. In a lot of places, it's a huge city. But they have already invested a lot of things like Internet of Things, the network, sensors. So these 3 cities have already started volunteer groups collecting data. So the purpose for setting up these pilot cities is really want to actually find the success stories, find the places in the standard, and also develop courses to treat more people to know this better, like developing standard and developing education materials. So there are already MOOC courses developed through the practice in Guadalajara. So you can find some of the information from the white papers available, and there will be more information to come. So why so many cities or so many companies want to do this? Because this is quite important in addressing the challenges. And also the companies see the huge business opportunities. So this is actually from an article published in the Forbes. So it says a combined market potential of 1.5 trillion globally for the smart city market in segments of energy, transportation, healthcare, building infrastructure, and governance. So almost every publication you can see talking about smart cities is seeing the potential values. Maybe sometimes it's very hard for us to understand why there's so much money associated with these things. Just like I do not understand why Wiz can be sold to Google with $1.5 billion. It's over $1 billion. Do you know the application, the phone app, Wiz? So the technology's impact is huge. And if you can consider, you can get the doctor's diagnose, get your disease treated without even going to the hospital. That sounds pretty cool, right? So that's also part of the smart cities initiative. So there are a lot of very active topics people want to discuss. And we offered such a venue, which is the 2015 IEEE Smart Cities Conference to be held in Guadalajara, Mexico, October 25th through 28th. So the call for papers already ended, but we're still open for call for presentation abstracts. If you have something that you want to share with other people, you can certainly submit an abstract, and the abstract is due by September 1st. So in this conference, we have multiple different tracks, like we have smart transport track, smart building and home, smart manufacturing and logistics, smart health, smart citizens, anything you can think about under the smart cities umbrella. We also asked the cities with the smart cities plan come to share their success stories, interacting with the companies. We got like Intel, IBM, HP sponsoring the conference. So I think if you have some cool technologies you want to show, it's a great place to show. I also make my lab to be an exhibitor. I want to show some of the technology we have in this venue. I think James submitted some presentation abstracts, but I think your technology may also be a good thing. It's like, it's not very expensive to be an exhibitor. Like the conference registration is $600. You add 400, you can be exhibitor to show that. So anyway, this is the opportunity, and still have presentation abstracts open. If you're interested, you can make it. So relevant to these things, what are the key transportation issues? Because we are transportation engineers, we want to make our work better and try to improve safety, right? And another big thing is actually the efficiency. So if you study energies, you know, like transportation systems, the vehicles actually use 70% of the oil. But our fuel efficiency is only about 16% or 17%, very, very low. So President Obama wants to double the energy efficiency, and transportation is absolutely the area that needs to improve this. Simply turn the conventional gasoline engine to hybrid vehicle. You can actually improve quite a lot, right? Like your vehicle may only have like 20 miles efficiency, but you use, say, hybrid vehicles, like to go to the 40 range. So it's quite significant difference. Convenience and the sustainability. So people do not want to use some services because they're not convenient, right? Like a bus, maybe every 1 hour there's a bus, and people won't want to wait for that long, right? So if you solve this problem, I think our transportation system will be working a lot better. So all these things actually align pretty well with the smart cities initiatives. In several workshops that I attended, when I talked to those big companies, so now like the transportation is no longer like the transportation conventional companies, DOT and our like transportation researchers world. There are more automakers coming to attend transportation meetings. Like the ITS World Conference, you see a lot of automakers. And now you also see very often Google, Microsoft, IBM, and Uber coming to attend the transportation conferences. And they come with idea and technology. But almost everybody I talk to, they say, in the smart cities, smart transportation is a low-hanging fruit. And I said, maybe not that low. We have been working 20 years. There are a lot of challenges. Don't underestimate the challenges. But I think in most of the plans that the people try to make transportation their first target. This is good because we will have more resources to use and more technologies to be developed along this line. But really, I think we have the kind of scenarios with human factors. It's normally a lot more challenging than you just deal with matters, like it's not human, right? So there's still a lot of work that we need to do. But what smart cities really bring to